Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Vobes show. Sorry about that. We're a bit late tonight if you're watching live. We had a slight technical hitch here. We didn't have enough ginger nut biscuits in the studio. We made some rubbish up about the fact that we had technical hitches with the internet. But, of course, it was really a biscuit crisis. So, and they can happen at any time. Maybe you've had a biscuit crisis. Hello, lovely Julia.
Hello, lovely Richard.
She's snuck in and said hello, and I've snuck out and said goodbye. Who have we got out there?
No, you snuck out without saying goodbye.
Oh, yes.
The last stream.
That is no good. The lovely Julia here is having a little munch on her supersized ginger nut, and she's just dipped it in a Bald Explorer cup, which is the best way to do it. By the way, if you haven't got your own Bald Explorer cup, then you need to be purchasing them from the baldexplorer.com website. They are very successful, although that's an old-fashioned design.
And unfortunately, the mascots do not come with it.
No, the mascots, they're extra. The lovely Cheryl will do them for £500 each.
If the creator would like to sell them, I'm sure you could.
Yeah, £500 each. I'm sure she'd be more than happy.
We have...
Yes, sorry.
We have Jada Jones, Laura Riddle, Cheryl Craggs, Fiona Cooper, Robert Baxter, Mikey Stevens, Laura Riddle, I've said you, sorry. Lewis... I did it. No, I did. I said it right.
What?
Lewis. I said Lewis. Lewis, herbalist and storyteller. Evening again, she says. Mariette, genealogy. Hello, everyone. Kevin Hall, Judith. That's Oakley, I think.
Yes.
Yes. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the new stream.
Lovely to see. Sorry about the if you were at the if you're watching this on the repeat, you won't understand this. But if you're watching live, of course, we had a slight technical hitch, and it wasn't anything to do with the biscuits. It was I did a Bald Explorer live yesterday, and when I do on a different YouTube channel, you have to put in a different stream code that you get assigned for each of your channels. And, of course, I was thinking, why am I not connected? I was only on this yesterday. I don't understand it. But, of course, I was on a completely different channel and I had to change which meant that the stream got disconnected, reconnected. I did actually restart my modem. Hopefully that's a good thing, that it's going to not be slow or anything like that.
We have a newcomer.
Yes.
Where I've lost you. Where have you?
We had
David Hawkins.
Hello, David.
First time watching live. Hello and welcome.
Fantastic. Lovely to see you, David. Thank you very much.
Barbara Charles has arrived. Linda Kane, Mickey Baines, Cynthia's camera, and Patrick Rose have all arrived. Good evening, everybody.
Good evening. Now, we don't have a lot of material for tonight's show.
Like nothing.
Like nothing. I've been out with the lovely Mark English. We're going to see a bit of Mark English in today's show. He is dressed up as a cat burglar. Ladies and gentlemen, in today's show, he has been burgling cats for the last 20 years. I learnt that he is a cat lover. Did you know that Mark English is a cat lover?
I didn't realise, no.
Well, apparently he is. He's going to drop the handle Mr. Withercue, and he is going to be Witherpuss. All his feature films now that he makes are going to be Mark and the Cat. You've heard of, who was it? Not Dick Turpin? No, was it Dick Turpin? Who was the Dick Whittington? Dick Whittington.
You'd get there eventually.
Whit Dickington and his purple shiny cat. That's a different rumour. Dick Whittington had a cat, didn't he? Anyway, Mark's got this wonderful. It's a glove puppet. I shouldn't give it away. Mark has a lovely glove puppet. Mark English, you've seen him, and he's got this glove puppet, and he's out there doing his paranormal excavations. And the glove puppet, the cat, is going, oh, that's the way to do it. Look, I can see a ghost. I can see a ghost. Oh, over there. There's a ghost. And he's continually beating him up, going, that's not how you do it. I'll show you how to. Actually, I was out filming with him. Do you know anything about dowsing?
Not really.
Do you know anything about housing?
Not really.
Do you know anything about blousing?
Oh, no, nothing.
I know nothing. No, we were out doing some dowsing. And when I say dowsing, of course, I don't mean we were covering each other with water.
That would be a water fight.
That's dousing, I think.
That's something you want to do in the winter, right?
Yes, exactly. Linda Kane says, did you and Mark find water by any chance? Do you know, we did find the pub. We found
a watering hole.
You beat me to it.
I did.
Yes, you did. Yes, we found a watering hole. But we weren't looking for water. You'll have to wait for the video. It will be coming out on Monday, hopefully. So yeah, we will. He's dowsing for something a little bit more interesting, actually, than water. The Amazing Explorer 707 is in. Hello to you.
Yes,
lovely
we have
to
some other newcomers as well. Paul Smith and Audrey Forbes Hamilton.
Yes, hello Audrey. Nice to see you.
David Hawkins says, "Don't dunk ginger nuts. They're supposed to be crunchy. They can still be crunchy when you've dunked them.
Oh yes,
Just eat them quick enough." Laura Riddle says, how are you feeling, Richard, after last night?
Do you know, last night, it was a bit like, you know those sheiks out in Arabia, and they have all the Vestal Virgins or whatever they are, and they come in the night and they massage you and they tickle your toes and they pluck your ears and they go venturing down for your belly button. Well, it was a bit like that, actually. But Judith, you're not supposed to know anything about that. That's my little private secret. I hope I didn't let that slip. Actually, I said to the lovely Julia...
In answer then, he's feeling fine.
I said to the lovely Julia, well, brush it aside, because nobody's that interested, whether or not... excuse me. No, I had a dizzy spell. I had a bit of a... I had a bit of a dizzy spell last night when I went to the loo. I had a nosebleed, tiny nosebleed, and I thought, oh no, and I've got white sheets on at the moment. Maybe most people have white sheets on their pillows and, well, on their sheets. And I thought, I've got this nosebleed. It was the middle of the night. I woke up and oh no, look at that, it's a nosebleed, So I leapt out of bed, raced to the bathroom. Now, my bathroom, I should explain, is in the west wing, 4 stories up, right in the western tower, isn't it? You've been in, and it's bloody cold in there. By the time you've got up those steps, and then you think, oh, it's so cold, my bladder is weak. I need to empty it. So I got a great big bucket, and anyway, while I was doing all of that, I felt a bit wobbly. I went back to the bedroom, which was about an hour later. So I was looking around going, which bedroom was I in last night? Because there's about 78,000 different rooms in Vobes Towers. Got to the bedroom, sat on the edge of the bed going, well, with the piece of lump of tissue rammed up my hooter, thinking, oh, I hope this isn't going to keep me awake any much. And then the next minute, I'm on the ground like this going, oh, blimey, I said. Oh, gosh, I said.
Oh, golly.
Oh, for goodness sake, I said. And I thought, how did I get down here? And I don't think I blacked out or fainted or anything. I may have said something to the effect on the Naked Englishman podcast this morning that I do for the patrons. But I just think I slipped off and I was just tired. And I went, oh, and I felt a bit queasy. Anyway, a number of people, about 15, got in touch and said, it's your blood pressure, mate. You need to get out there and do some exercises. Why didn't you go walking? Take that up. It's a nice little hobby for you. Bit of walking over the hills. Lovely. I thought, that's a good idea. I might get into a time machine and do that in the past. So, yeah, so that's what I did. So anyway, I went into the doctor's.
Mm-hmm. Well done.
I went into the doctor's because they'd already texted me, actually. They said, had an accident? I said, no, I haven't had an accident. No, I had this blood pressure thing. When you get over a certain age. When you get to my age, 96.
When you get to my age.
When you get to my age at 96, as old as Nicholas Parsons, God rest his soul, you only have a minute, starting now, to get to the GP and you can have a blood pressure test. Anyway, I had a blood pressure test. I sent the results to Judith. Judith. What were the results? Was I high blood pressure, low blood pressure, ordinary blood pressure? Judith is an ex-nurse, you see, and I knew that, so because she was one of those that got in touch and said, oh, Richard, you're going to die. I said, well, we're all going to die. She said, yeah, but by Christmas. I said, yeah, but which one? Oh, I don't know which one, she said. It'll be one of them. So, Judith, tell us, what was the results of my blood pressure?
Meantime,
Meantime,
Mikey Stevens is asking, how's your kitten, Julia?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, he's fine. He's back home and in the chaos of my house again. I think he does miss you.
Does he?
Yeah.
The kitten stayed with me for 3 nights in the end.
Yeah.
And towards the end of it, the kitten sat down by the fire and was reading me little stories. It was lovely. Oh, sorry, you've got a mouthful. Linda Kane said something about, of course, we hope you're okay. We see you every day. Of course. Sorry about that. Jada Jones. Hello, Jada Jones. Have we met before? Eat some garlic, she says. Thank you for that. It's a good idea. I must gobble up some garlic. That's the sort of thing Kim would say. Kim Mersden.
She's out there.
Oh, hello, Kim. Yeah, eat some garlic. I need to eat some garlic. Judith says I'm average. Oh, thanks. Just average. That's nice, isn't it? That's nice. Oh, the blood pressure.
Good thing.
Yes, I'm average. I can't remember what it was. Something like 180/33 or something. 57 beats per minute. I thought that was quite good. About 60 is a good average, isn't it, for heart beating? Some people are in the 70s. That's quite a fast pump. Athletes are down in the 50s. So, I don't want to be an athlete because your heart can stop when it gets too slow. I mean, that's an extreme situation, isn't it? Like when you're dead. Jim Hawkins, he says, you need a smartwatch to monitor your heart. Sorry. Did I say Jim?
Yes.
Sorry, Jim. I meant David. David, you need a smart meter to watch your monitor your heart rate.
Smartwatch.
Suggest watch.
Suggest Apple.
Oh, I see. It's an Apple Watch. I'm not into Apple products, actually, ladies and gentlemen. I don't like those at all.
With honey, Jada Jones says.
Oh, with honey?
Yeah.
Oh,
garlic.
what? Garlic and honey? Now, how would you do that? Just explain to me how you would. Would you crush the garlic into a paste, mix it in honey and gobble it, or would you just put a clove of garlic on a teaspoon with honey and swallow the lot? How is it going to be done?
Not sure I could stomach that.
No, I know.
I love garlic and I love honey, but
together, yeah. I think you've got to be able to swallow it quick.
Mark Donny McLeod says waltz time 55 to 60 BPM.
Waltz time 55 to 60 bum 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 bum. Hang on, 55 to 65. That's quite fast, isn't it? Bum ba da da dum bum 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 ba da 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 ba da ba ba ya ba ba da dum bum bum bum
Lewis, herbalist and storyteller, says garlic and the rest. That became Murden, by the way.
Garlic and the rest.
Garlic and the rest. Yeah.
Garlic and the rest.
And
the rest of what? And you mean and the syrup?
Yeah.
Or do you mean garlic
she also
and
says
rest?
garlic and honey and oxymel. A good word, hey.
What is oxymel? Oxymel, la da da.
I would like to learn this.
What is oxymel? I mean, I've heard of oxygen, but oxymel. Is that a young woman called Melanie who's built rather broad? Like a large bullock?
David Hawkins says, right, I'm switching off. Apple products are brilliant.
Oh, I beg your pardon. Yes, I mean, I like apples, unless you get too close to the pip. I always think core when you eat those. But the Macintosh version, I mean, when I first tried out one of these Apple Macintoshes, I couldn't get my arms in. The water would go down my collar and it was dreadful. The Amazing Explorer says, hi, Richard. Hello, Amazing Explorer 707. Laura Riddle says, where's the biscuit gone? It went in my mouth. Oh, what? When I did this and I went, it's on the table. Look. Even I could see that. Jada Jones says, or peel it in a jar with honey and ferment. Will it ferment in a jar of honey? It'll just drop to the bottom, won't it? Garlic? That seems. I'm
waiting on another input from Kim.
Yes. How do you know this, Jada? Are you one of these herbalist people who know all about it?
These herbalist people.
Yes, these herbalists. These what do you call them? These whatchamacallums. What is the word that I'm looking for? Who in the old days used to? It's a word that I can't say now. I can't even think of it. God.
Witch doctor?
No, not a witch doctor.
I don't know what you're trying to say.
The old-fashioned pharmacist thing. You would call them
alchemist?
No. Yeah, it's close. Oh, come on. What's the term that Culpeper used to?
What's the thing I'm thinking of?
Yeah, what's the thing I'm thinking of? Culpeper used to supply them all in London, and it's that word I always get wrong. It's a. Traditional remedies. No, just trying traditional. Okay, Jada. Thank you very much for that. Traditional remedies are the best. Apothecary. Thank you very much. That's the word. Apothecary. Apothecary. I said it right. Yeah. See, I just wondered if Jada Jones was an apothecary.
She says she's just into trying traditional remedies.
Yes, I saw. I did see.
Okay.
Yes,
Did you already say all that?
Yes,
okay.
I said all that. And what ACV is excellent. What the hell is ACV? Where in Sussex says last hour maximum heart rate 169 for me. Is that good? What is that? You have to have 169 over something, don't you? Judith, can you just quickly explain? I know it's hard when you've got to write it all down. What is it? You've got the high number, 100 and something, over some other number. And is it good if that number's high or is that low?
Judith, quickly explain something that takes 7 years to learn.
Yes, please do. In 7 years, condense it down to 10 minutes. Linda Kane says apothecary. Robert Baxter's obviously said the same. Apple cider vinegar. Well, there's a lot of old-fashioned remedies for whatever it was, for feeling faint or something. Amazing Explorer 707 says, yeah, this is D for bricks. Yeah, we knew that, D for bricks, and the same warning will apply, mate. So we've learnt how to do nasty things to people.
Nasty things.
Yes, you hang them upside down by the you-know-wheres. This is done by 9 years. I have to be in bed.
Is this done by 9? Yes.
Oh, yes. Sorry, Mark. This is what's the time now? It's only 25 past 8.
We're boring him already.
Yeah, won't be up till 4 in the morning. I'm so sorry. Heart rate, not blood pressure. Right, David Hawkins says 120 over 80 is less than...
Or less is normal.
Oh, it's all... What's high then? What's a high one? Keep Pendle in buns, you know.
Keeping Pendle in buns, etc., you know. Are you a baker?
He's a candlestick maker.
Is he a baker in Pendle?
Lewis, herbalist and storyteller, says... here we go.
Iced buns.
Systolic over diagnostic numbers. There is a healthy range, say 150 over 60. We worry if the numbers get too high or it's gone. That was that then, ladies and gentlemen. That was that. If your numbers aren't high enough, then you'll go. I thought mine was quite high then.
I don't really know.
Judith said I was all right. Judith said I was normal. Anyway, enough of this. You've realised that it's me, Richard. Yes, I'm sorry, I have realised that it's you. But you know.
Laura Riddle says she's lost. Me too.
First of all, we go into timeout. Right.
Mark Donny McLeod says, yes, I'm currently working at a baker's.
Lovely.
How far's Pendle?
Oh, it's up in Lancashire.
Oh, dang.
The Pendle Witches. It's nice up there.
Of course.
That Pendle Witch up at
Do you do iced buns?
In Lancashire, that's where they filmed Whistle Down the Wind. I want to go around the location of Whistle Down the Wind and see where the wind was whistling with Hayley Mills and Bernard Lee and the other actor who played Jesus. That's the film. It's not a fella, it's Jesus. I mean, that's not Jesus, it's just a fella. Never mind, here's a fella. Dave Ford has been out with his dog. And I think he's come across some legendary creature. Let's find out what Dave Ford's been up to with this legendary creature.
Hello, Richard. Hello, everybody in Vobes land. It's Dave here, together with my trusty hound, Logan, out somewhere in the middle of the New Forest. And we've come across a dragon. I'll show him to you. There he is. Very fierce looking as well. Now apparently he's a relative of the Biston dragon who used to live around these parts, and the Biston dragon was one of those really bad naughty dragons. Every day he used to fly to Biston and used to demand from the villagers milk, mutton and a maiden. Obviously the villagers were a bit fed up about that, so they asked their local knight, Sir Maurice de Berkeley, to kill the dragon, which he did after a long hard fight. The dragon died, so did both of Sir Maurice's dogs, sadly. But there was a sad end to the story, because Sir Maurice himself, 30 days and 30 nights after the battle, he succumbed from his injuries and he too died. And the bodies of the dragon, the two dogs and Sir Maurice are found at Bolton's Bench, which is just on the outskirts of Lyndhurst. A totally true story, according to a local chap that I met here in the woods. I think he said his name was or Philip Mercer. That name rings a bell for some reason. Anyway, it's a cold day today. We've got to keep moving and find a pub somewhere. So from Dave and, where are you? Logan, back to you in the studio.
I like that. Did you like the wink at the end? I like the wink. Like the wink, Dave. That was great. What you should have done, bit of advice here, should have set Logan. That's what it should have done. Set Logan on the dragon. That would have been great. Fantastic. And don't forget, you can check out Dave Ford's channel on the Dave Ford and the Dog and the Whippet channel. Can't remember what it's called now off the top of my head. Dave will write it in the thing. Just put Dave Ford and Logan into YouTube and you'll find his channel. He's been walking all around the New Forest, so it's all great stuff.
I fell over.
Oh, did you fall over?
Apparently so.
Did you? What? Oh, hang on. Can't get out of that. Wait, oh, done it.
Here we go again.
It's because I never turn it off. That's why. I've worked out how that works. There we are. Look. There they are. Isn't that nice?
Yeah.
That's down to your blood pressure, mate. So just to go back on this blood pressure thing, so Dave Hawkins is saying above 120/80 is high. Which numbers? Because there's two lots of numbers. You've got 120/80. So if it was 120/90, would that be bad? Or if it was 130/80 or 130/70, would that be? What are the numbers? Kevin All says, my blood pressure has recently averaged out at 135/82. I have to do mine every 6 months. Oh, that seems a fair number, doesn't it? Is that a fair number?
I have no idea.
I have no idea. So sometimes in the hotels and restaurants, says Mark Donny McLeod, doing his cooking, his baking.
Yeah.
Oh, that's very nice. What's your favourite thing that you bake? What is your signature baking dish?
Your signature creation.
Yes, your signature creation. What is that? What is it? Jada Jones says, yes, it is. Yes, it is. What Mike Dixon says, normal. It's yes. Well, no one said I was normal. Pendle Witches, Mark Donny McLeod, not far off. About from their short walk. Oh, what the the Pendles, or the location of Whistle Down the Wind. I want to go down there. Richard, did you look at my message I sent this morning? No, I haven't. I'm sorry. I completely forgot. I do apologise. I will have a look at it. It's before and after. He sent me a before and after. Uh-huh. I think it was before he had the beard and after he's got the beard. And I'm rather worried if I've got to vote which one I want. Nice canal area, says Tanya. Yes, apparently they're doing some restoration work on a canal in Lancashire. A chap got in touch with me about a year ago and said, Richard, will you come up and do a video about our restoration work? And I said, yes, of course. And guess what?
What?
Didn't go, did I? Completely forgot. The thing is, a lot of people ask me to go to far-flung parts of the world. And in principle, I would love to go and do all of these things. And really... because life is quite frenetic and my blood pressure is going through the roof and I'm busy fainting at night, it's sometimes very difficult to remember all these things. And if people want me to go on things, they need to nag me and say, Richard, do you remember I said about 28 million times you were going to come? And that would be good. Julia, lots of reading to do.
Robert Baxter says, my mum was a nurse and she still has one of the old-fashioned blood pressure monitors that you have to pump up.
Oh, yeah. That's what they still do, don't it? Pump them up around the arm.
They usually have machines now.
Oh, fair enough.
Barbara Charles says the previous guidelines set the threshold at 140/90 millimetre HG for people younger than the age of 65 and 150/80 for those ages 65 and older.
Okay, thank you for that, Barbara Charles.
Lewis Herbalist and Storyteller says both numbers, count plus the gap between, will indicate different blood pressure, heart problems. But let's move on. It feels like work. Dave Ford says... but
it might be for you, but some of us may be dying here.
Oh, come on, don't beleaguer the point.
Oh, sorry. Don't labour the point, you mean?
Whatever.
Go on.
That's what I was saying. Dave Ford says, good evening all, and Richard and TLJ. Glad you enjoyed the fun clip. Dave's Countryside Walks, as inspired by The Bold Explorer.
Oh, yeah, there we go. Dave's Countryside Walks. Just put that into YouTube and you'll find it, and you'll be amazed how many walks he's done. And all around the different parts of the countryside in the area of the New Forest. So that's quite good. Judith, found you again. Well done, Judith. Lost my comments about blood pressure. Oh no, what an annoying thing that is.
Mike Dixon says, what is normality? I've worked with loads of psychiatrists over many years, and very few, if any, were normal.
Ah, yes, that's true. What, the psychiatrists?
Psychiatrists, yeah.
Yeah, well, I'm sure psychiatrists, you can't be normal to be a psychiatrist, don't you?
Kim says, you look alive to me.
Yes, do you know, I am. So, you know, if one was worried, I mean, it's an interesting thing, and that's why I said I put my piece in the Naked Englishman this morning. It's an interesting thing because people do not always know these basic things about their health. I mean, if I said to you, what is your average blood pressure?
I wouldn't have a clue.
And don't you think that we ought to know? I mean, all this information is kept about us. The doctors have it. It's on the National Health Service. But if you ask for a copy of it, I bet you can't get it. I bet there's sort of Data Protection Act says we can't give you all the information you've given us over the years and measurements you've given us about yourself. We can't give it back to you. I bet that's the situation.
I bet you can, but it's
you might have to jump through
a lot
hoops.
of red tape.
Yeah, and I mean red tape. It always sticks out when you put it on your arms, doesn't it? So that's quite interesting.
David Hawkins says having BP tested at doctors is waste of time. White coat syndrome makes it higher. Always test at home.
Oh right. Oh okay. That's okay. So, but I mean, it's a useful thing to do to have your blood pressure test. And is it a useful thing to know? You know, if you did it twice a year. Would you know it's going up? And what is it? Is it good to have it high or is it good to have it low? If it's high, I imagine that's not a good thing, that you're stressed and that you're likely to explode. If it's low, if it's too low, you know, you might slow down and just sort of keel over. So an average just sounds boring.
Mark Donny McLeod says you can ask for a copy of your records, Richard. And Lewis, herbalist and storyteller, says our BP goes up and down throughout the day. Anyway, sometimes knowing makes it worse. You can get all your records, she says.
Oh, right. I mean, when I was a kid, I had loads of records, actually. My dad had 78s, my mum had 45s, and I had 33s. Know what I'm talking about?
Nope.
No. They know what I'm talking about.
I rarely know what you're talking about.
Well, that's true. 78s. Oh, yes. My dad had the 78s. My mum had the 45s and I had the 33s. Who had the 16s? There's a question for you. So that's all good. Laura Riddle says you can, but it's lots of forms to do first. What, to get your own data stuff back? So that's interesting. So what should you do? Because your blood, how is that a measurement of anything then? If it goes up and down, is it a measurement? I mean, this is really interesting. Is it a measurement of good health, bad health? I mean, I guess there are extremes, but if you're in the middle, it just seems to me like that's a bit dull and boring. One wants to be in a healthy bracket, doesn't one?
Yes, always is preferable.
Is that a thing to do?
Yes.
When I next see.
Yeah. Tanya Allison says, I put my piece in the Naked Englishman this morning. That's not a phrase you hear often, except on the Vobes show live.
Yes, I can't. I mean, yes. I have low blood pressure. I can feel faint if I stand up too quickly, says Robert Baxter. Can I ask how old you are? And also, is it a measure of how fit you are? I mean, is it also a measure of how large or small you are? If say you're a big, fat, lardy lump who never gets off the sofa, would you expect to have high blood pressure? And if you're somebody who goes running and is as thin as a rake, would you expect to have lowish blood pressure? Or is there more to it than that? I mean, I'm fascinated. Are you not fascinated?
Yeah, Mikey Stevens says vinyls. Is that what you were talking about?
Yes.
Yes. Audrey Forbes Hamilton says, Julia, you're so young. I like you. I don't feel it.
Mark English says that fasting does wonders for the blood pressure. And I did explain to him I generally fast between 8 o'clock at night and 8 in the morning. Which is fairly true. But he thinks I should fast much more, like 16 hours a day. I thought I was going pretty fast anyway.
Ha! You do move quite a pace.
Blood pressure, there's a normal range. The first figure is the... oh, yes, there we go. It's ideally less than 140. Thanks. The second figure is something drastic and ideally is less than 90. But reading should be assessed in the context with... Oh, that's fascinating. Thank you very much for typing that a second time, Judith. Lewis Kim says the therapist will need to take it over the 3 occasions over a 24-hour monitor to assess the high consistency. Not good news if it increases for strokes. Right, okay. With the person's medical history, yeah, okay, got that. So what I'm trying to work out is, if you do lots of exercise, does that reduce it down? And in my world, that would be a good thing. Is that a sensible thing?
Sounds sensible to me. Judith says athletes tend to have low pulse rates. And Jada Jones says low blood pressure is... Oh, it's hidden now. There you go.
Oh, sorry, it'll be
tend
back in
to
a
have
minute.
low pulse rates. Athletes tend to have low pulse rates. No, I've read that bit. Low blood pressure is also dangerous, says Jada Jones.
Right. So, so I'm, because of my little escapade in the middle of the night, one's interested to know whether you can do something about it without taking pills. You see, I don't want the doctor to go and say, oh, yes, I can give you some heart-reducing pills, when it might be there are healthier routes to do it rather than these awful quick fixes, because everybody likes a quick fix. And that might be do more exercise, eat less, have more sleep, don't smoke, don't do too many Vobes shows, work with Mark English more frequently, and, and that might be the answer. Mark reckons that I should, not eat as much. I don't eat a huge amount, but that might be something. Slow down may be the answer.
Linda Kane says, I fast between 7 p.m. and about midday. Hate breakfast. Yeah, I've traditionally not really eaten breakfast either.
Oh, I love breakfast. Breakfast is... we could talk about that. We need to get... when Mark English said he's going to come in on the show, which would be great, and I think one of the things he's going to talk about will be his fasting. And we'll call it the Fast Show. Everyone a gem here,
Robert Baxter says, I'm 40, not had it tested for a long time. It was slightly low when I last did. As I've got older, it may have increased, but I'm not sure. And David Hawkins says, buy your own BP meter and measure regularly at the same time of day.
Oh, that's an idea. I might buy my own
That's a good
BP
idea.
meter, yeah. Do you get BP meters from British Petroleum? Because I see their garages everywhere. I wonder if they sell them there. Do you remember the old days when you used to go in the 70s and you fill up with petrol and you always came out with some useless gift, usually a bust of somebody or a cup or a mug in the old days that was the incentive to go and fill up with petrol, and people would collect Tupperware dishes or busts of famous people or prize coins.
Ernie
Dinosaur
Samat
bones.
says, for a number of years I created reports, confidential and public, for large property developers. Never trusted them, never will, destroying our beautiful countryside.
Oh, well, yes, absolutely. Never trust the swines.
Judith says, yes, I think exercise would help with high blood pressure. Don't leap out of bed.
Don't leap out of bread. Yeah, out
Bread?
of bread.
Don't leap in the bread either, please.
What did she say about the first bit? Exercise is good.
Yes.
Yes, well, I generally am quite fit. Generally. I need to do more walking and running and stuff. Where in Sussex says, I recommend listening and adhering to your doctor's advice. I think there are things that you can make up your mind on. Your heart and blood is maybe one of the best left to quacks. That may be true, Steve. That may be true. It may not be.
Oh, Andrew Norris has missed out. He says, what's happened? I've been waiting for the show and nothing until 29:38. I closed YouTube and opened it again and see there's been a party going on. I've missed so much.
We've had such a party, I tell you. We've had Tarzan on here. We've had a Tarzanogram. I read it out. It went, stop, stop, Tarzanogram. Give it to your grandmother. I think it's time, ladies and gentlemen, to find out where I was filming and with whom. With whom, ladies and gentlemen. I've had a very adventurous day. I've had a very adventurous life, in actual fact. So, ladies and gentlemen, and I hope this is going to work. If it doesn't, it'll be a nightmare. Just to point out to the person who is listening for the audio version of it, this is without me tweaking the audio version of it. He'll know or she will know exactly what I mean. So, who and where have I been today? And he presses the button and the bloody thing doesn't work, of course. So, don't panic. Who and where have I been today? I bought myself a new car. I thought that would look great. I'm going to have Vobes show sprawled all over it in bright red, which will be great. Somebody else who's trying to adopt a new cat is the one and only Mark English, who I've been doing a little bit of videoing with. He's treated me to a rather lovely slap-up meal. Or was it just a slap? Anyway, Mark, what are you up to?
I'm trying to get the cat. I don't know if she's stuck up there or not.
No, cat like that?
Of course not.
No.
Oh, look, listen.
She's making a bit of a
Sure.
noise. Are you stuck up there?
How would you got?
She's a stuck-up cat.
Yeah, I think I might try and get it now.
Are you going to get... Look, she wants to jump. Oh, there, and there she goes.
Oh, my goodness. That was a great shot.
Anyway, we've been filming. He's a bit of a cat lover. I didn't know he was a bit of a cat lover. We've been filming here in... Where's the name of this place? Wimblehurst.
West Humble.
Oh, West Humble. I should have been more humble.
The Stepping Stones pub in West Humble. Oh, there's the cat again.
Anyway, never mind Mark English. I hope you enjoy my lovely new car. I was just telling him about my new car.
Oh, what, the new Vobesmobile?
Yeah, it's good, isn't it?
Incredible.
Like it?
Yeah, I love it. I
Love it.
Yeah, yeah. That's really nice. I'll throw your one. Sorry, can you cut away there?
Yeah. Hang on, cut to something.
Sorry about the cat business. I actually adore cats.
Do you?
Yes, adore cats. So
In a nice crispy batter.
absolutely.
With a bit of black pepper.
Oh,
Lovely.
oh. A bit loud. Yes.
Deafen the microphone.
Yes. Oh, this is on the GoPro 8. It's GoPro 8. I might buy one of them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I reckon these are
Yeah.
the owners coming up now.
Oh yeah. All right, mate. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yes.
Cool.
Yeah.
Well, thanks very much for being in my video.
You're very welcome.
And goodbye.
Goodbye. Thanks very much, guys.
There we go, ladies and gentlemen. The lovely Mark English and I were out filming, doing some stuff. That wasn't really my car, by the way. It just happened to park in the car park, but it was a lovely car. Thank you very much, Andy, Stacey, for... I didn't see about the USB stick, but Julia alerted me to it, so thank you very much. Can't always keep up with all the wonderful comments that come in, naturally, but that was superb. And thank you to Mark. And Mark, just so you know, you were watching that, over the live stream, the video doesn't look half as good as it does in real life on the GoPro 8. That was the GoPro 8. That was the audio straight off the camera. And normally I would boost it and make it a bit better, but that is just raw off the camera. The one thing I would say about the GoPro 8 that I have found, which has been irritating for me against the GoPro 7, is although the file sizes look the same in size for the same footage and the settings are pretty much the same, for some reason the GoPro 8 seems to not read as quickly as the GoPro 7 footage, and so I have to have the GoPro 8 footage on my SSD hard drive to be able to read it, whereas before I could read it off the GoPro or off a plug-in hard drive, but didn't seem to like going through USB 3 for some reason. So it seems to stagger it down a bit. Just so you know, really, the 7, I have no problem at all. So I need to figure out why that's doing that.
We have 54 people watching, apparently.
Oh, marvellous. Hello to all you lovely people watching.
But we do only have 4 thumbs up.
Oh, yes.
If you don't like it, give us a thumbs down as well. It doesn't matter. Just
those two
give
falls.
us a thumbs up or down. Or
Yeah,
thumb.
well, they may
Yeah.
not have all made their mind up. Some people might take a much longer time to... This, by the way, if you're new to this show and you've no idea what the hell is going on and you're watching it because it's one of those things, you know, you come across a weird fish in a bowl and you think, what the flipping heck is that? And you just are mesmerised because you think...
I really thought you were going to swear then.
Did you?
I really did.
And you think, this is... well, it's not really good and it's not really bad. It's sort of... I can't classify. That's what the Vobes show is. A lot of people don't get it or understand it. To be honest, we don't understand it. But we turn up and you turn up and we just do what we do. David Hawkins has given us lots of thumbs up. By the way, David Hawkins, I do like your photos on Instantgram. I think they're absolutely fantastic. He loads of pictures on Instantgram. I've got the APP, don't you know? So that's it. It almost looks like a noddy car, says Robert Baxter. Yeah, no, it was very bright. It was too bright. It was very too bright.
Someone says souped up Rover, love it.
Yeah.
Someone else said a repainted Rover, my granddad would be spinning in his grave.
There's not much room though in graves, is there? Oh, I suppose you could.
Not
spin
sure
that
about
way.
the red wheels, says Judith.
Yeah, it was very much Noddy's car, but there we go. So that was all good. I don't have a thumbs up button, says Judith.
Up on top of the at the top of the chat thingy. Or you might have to close the chat to hit the thumbs up thing on the video. What?
Where, on the phone or on a computer, or where are you talking about?
Either.
Oh, either. Apparently there is one. You're just not seeing it, Judith. I'm ever so sorry. And you've been such a lovely contributor.
Ramaboo 2 says she just gave us the 10th thumbs up.
Oh, fantastic. Look,
Thank you.
That's very kind of you. It massages my ego. I mean, the algorithm. It massages the algorithm.
Linda Kane says a bit like Marmite, really.
Yes, it is. It is very much. This is the Marmite show. Do you like Marmite?
I hate it.
And I love Marmite, so this is why we get on.
Wait a minute,
so well.
I thought this was the freezing and buffering show.
Oh yeah,
freezing
normally
and
we're the
buffering.
freezing and buffering show. What was the other one that somebody said? Or we came up with? Yeah, we thought we were the freezing and buffering show, but since we're now hot wired into the modem, we're not freezing and buffering. We've had no complaints today.
Nope.
Not as yet, anyway. Deborah Martin says, I don't know how to thumbs up until it finishes. Oh, well, don't worry. When it finishes, do it twice. No, actually, if you do it twice,
work?
you've taken it off again.
Exactly.
That's no good.
I like it, I rescind it. I like it, I rescind it. I like it, I rescind it.
Rescind it is a nice word,
It is, isn't it?
People don't use rescind it enough. Well, it's two words, isn't it? Rescind it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It is.
You have to think then, isn't it?
I was like, hey,
wait. Dave Ford says, using the GoPro 7 now, but I still have a soft pot. You have a soft pot for the spot for the Arkansas. What?
A queso?
A queso.
AKASO.
Yes. Yes. Just so you know, Dave, that file you sent that was about 1:20 or whatever it was, that was 1 point something gig. Can you throttle it down before you send it? I had almost all my internet usage gobbled up in downloading that file. It was normally my 10 minutes come in about 1.5 gig when I render them off. And you had that at 1.5 gig for 1 minute. So it was like, was that in 4K again? Told you not to send it to me in 4K.
Altenberg Eagles. Never seen you before. Hello.
Hello.
Says Bonnie and Clyde.
Oh, Bonnie and Clyde. Thank you very much.
Minus the guns.
Yes, if you've got...
We don't like your guns.
If you've got a little nickname that you fancy calling us...
Unless maybe Nerf guns.
That's got to be clean. Then do let us know. We've had Bonnie and Clyde so far, and of course freezing and buffering. Many people have said about us.
Marriott Genealogy says Marmite is nice but anemic compared to Vegemite. That'd be why I don't like Medivite.
Vegemite. What is
Vegemite
anemic?
either.
Wait, what does he say? Marmite's nice but an anemic compared to
anemic, yeah.
I have tried Vegemite, but I thought Marmite had a bigger tang than
maybe that's the
Vegemite.
thing. Maybe Vegemite was just too much, and
of course,
I don't know.
in the old days, if you went into Sainsbury's, not to mention a name of a supermarket,
Because you wouldn't do that.
No, I wouldn't do that because good food costs a lot more at Sainsbury's. But if you did go into Sainsbury's, that's probably a slur, isn't it? It costs less. So, it is what they say on the plate. You hang on. You used to be able to buy something called yeast extract. Now, whoever thought of that? I mean, that may be what it says it is in the bottle. But it's not exactly an enticing brand name, is it? Yeast extract. Oh, I must go and get some. I must go and extract some yeast. I'll be in the bathroom for 10 minutes.
Linda Kane says Marmite is very high in salt, not good for your BP, sadly.
Oh, is it? It's high in salt. I wonder why is it high in salt?
I don't know, but Bobsy.
Bobsy.
Paul Smith says Mr. and Mrs.
Mr. and Mrs. Be nice to each other. Don't smack one in the face and kick in the brother.
Marmite on hot buttered crumpets, says David Hawkins.
Yeah, no, that would be good. But apparently you can't have it. Linda Kane has told us we can't have it. It's a...
Judy says, ignore me, I'm stupid. Found it now. The thumbs up button.
Oh.
You're not stupid.
You're not
It's
stupid.
Technology.
Technology's stupid. It didn't have it in front of you.
Mike Dixon says, yesterday I visited Fishbourne Watermill after
yes.
watching your film. It's a beautiful place and the water in the mill pond was crystal clear.
It's beautiful,
Lovely.
isn't it?
Mutton Jeff, says Mandy of Mary Mac.
Like that. Mike, to remind the lovely Julia, we went there. Do you remember we went there and there was that grass that was that tall?
Oh, yes.
That was really, really tall. Reeds, I think it was.
Near
and we went
Chichester.
to that lovely there was an old house in the pond and near Fishbourne. Yeah, Chichester Way.
Yeah.
Yeah, because Mike said that, and I was looking, he sent me the email, he said, I've just been to this place and it was all very nice, blah, 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 and I was inspired by your video, and I was thinking, oh my God, where the hell was that? There's so many of them. It's like, oh, did we go there? Oh, yeah, that rings a bell. And, so thank you very much. I'm pleased that it was a nice place.
Andrew Norris says, dastardly and mutley.
Dastardly and mutley, yeah. Which one's which? That's what I want to know.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
Good question. Altenberg Eagle says hinge and bracket. Remember them?
No, yes, hinge and bracket. Blimey, one of them died, didn't she? She kicked the bucket. They all do that, though, don't they?
It's a funny thing that we all have a habit of doing that eventually.
Yeah, but the partnerships, there's always one that goes. You know, Laura and Hardy, one went off. Before they break up, that's what I mean. Before they break up, you know, because some partnerships have broken up and then they die independently and the others don't care. But like Lou Costello and Frank Abbott, or whatever his name was. Nobody remembers them anyway.
Lennon and McCartney?
Lemon and McCartney. Lennon, yes, Lennon. Leonard Nimoy and Robert McGarthy. No, that's not right. Oh, yes, the wacky races, says Kim.
Judah says, "Oh, now fancy Marmite on toast."
Yes, Marmite on toast. But no, we're on a fast now. We're on a fast. Mark English has set it. We can't have it now until... I know Mark doesn't have his till about 12:30. He's eating cheese and crackers and watching Vobes shows.
Kevin Hall says, Richard, did you look at the link I sent you this morning on WhatsApp? I have sent this question already. Yes,
and I've answered that question. I answered that question, you fool. I don't know. He's 60 something now. 66. Clickety click. He's Kevin. Yes, I did. I've looked at the question, but I haven't looked at the link. Thank you. Did you get it, Kevin? I haven't looked at the link yet. They're so impatient, these people. Bud and Lou. There we are. Bud and Lou. Can see it on my Android if not looking at the live chat. I wonder what that is about. Mr. and Mrs. Hart. Oh, yeah, do you remember Heart to Heart? I think Randall and Hopkirk Deceased would be good. Not saying which one is which.
Chaz and Dave are a good example, says Robert Baxter.
Dustin G and Les Dennis. Yeah, you see, Dustin G, he snuffed it, and that was the wrong way round. Does anybody remember that? The one that should have gone was the one that didn't. That's libelous, isn't it? Dustin G had all the talent, and Les Dennis had all the money. Once Dustin G.
Wow. Where in Sussex says Marmite portion, one Marmite portion has a 14% of your daily salt recommended intake.
Yeah, so you don't have to have salt anywhere else. It's a very useful thing.
Bernie Withers and Snorbits, says Aunt Audrey Forbes Hamilton.
Oh, Bernie Winters, yes. That's very... I remember that one. Them. Snorbits was the dog. It was a great big... a French Dane. Not French Dane. A Bruno dog. Saint Bruno.
Saint Bernard.
No, Saint Bruno dog. You know, the big dog with the rum.
There's no dog called Saint Bruno. Saint Bernard.
Saint Bernard? I thought he was the...
With the big keg underneath.
The keg, yeah. They come with a keg, don't they?
Yeah, the mountain rescue dogs.
Yeah, they grow them with
but they're Saint Bernard.
Oh, are they? Oh,
not Saint Bruno.
Oh, after the bloke who set up Saint Bernard's.
Probably.
You know, who...
Bernardo.
Dr. Bernardo. I read a book about Dr. Bernardo, who is an interesting character.
St. Bernard.
St. Bernard. Oh, yeah, St. Bernard. That's it, yeah. Not St. Bruno. I think I was thinking of the pipe smoking
I don't
stuff.
know what you were thinking.
I don't
George
know.
and Mildred.
George
Harry and
and
Meghan. Mork and Mindy. The real Duke and Duchess of Sussex.
Yes, that's right. Well, that's what I said. As soon as Prince... Which Prince was it?
Harry.
Harry. As soon as Prince Harry said he didn't want to... I thought that was a bit weird. Now, call me a bigoted, racist bastard, if you like. But I thought that had something to do with Meghan and not Harry. But you can call me names. I don't care.
Names.
Thanks.
You said I could call you names.
Oh, look at me cringing. I'm going to have another fit tonight. I can see it. Nose is going to be bleeding. My heart pressure will be going through the roof. I'll be squeamishly on the floor. You'll all be upset. And then rejoicing for joy.
Chuckle Brothers. Sorry, Julia, says Linda.
Oh, thanks. Thanks, Linda. Yeah. So, but yeah, we could be the Duchess because they've rescinded the title of Duchess.
No. They're still the Duke and Duchess of Sussex, but they no longer have the HRH.
Oh.
Mm-hmm. They've lost their royal title,
If
but they still
only-
have their titles.
If only we had one more person called Hugo or Herbert, and your first name was something like Helena, we could be Helena, Richard and Herbert, HRH.
Yes. Smiling and nodding.
Smiling and nodding, that's all you need to do. We've got, we started a little bit late, so we're going to give you another 5 minutes of this rubbish. 5 more minutes. When we saw Linda Kane, I should just say this, I don't want to embarrass Linda Kane by any means of the imagination, but we had a meeting of the team that is behind what you see on the screen. The SMT, we call it. What does SMT stand for?
Senior Management Team.
Yeah, senior. It's like a corporation. It's like a big corporate company. That's what we are, really. We are the face of the new dystopia.
Terry Hall and Lenny the Lion.
Oh no! At least it wasn't Rudd Hull and Emu.
Keith Harrison Orville. Someone said
so it's
Orville
even-
never spoken since.
Penn and Teller, that would be good. Yeah, we had this wonderful meeting in a pub with these people that's supposed to, keep me in check and make sure that I make the videos on time and all of that and organise my life. And there was Richard Suggett, there was Matthew Holdsworth, there was Mark English, there was the lovely Julia, and Judith couldn't make it, and somebody else couldn't make it. Lara, I don't think, could make
that's
it.
right.
But it was right up in Nudygate, which is a curious name. But anyway, nothing to do with the Naked Englishman. And we invited 2 special guests. The lovely Cynthia Julian came along and Linda Kane. And we wanted Linda Kane particularly to come along because Linda Kane is one of our consumers. One of
Most prolific consumers.
Yes, consumer. So I wanted to pin her down and say, now look here, Linda.
That wasn't very nice. She's not a butterfly. She's a pretty as one.
She is a lovely, lovely Linda Kane. And she said, why do you keep calling me Linda Kane? I said, well, it's your name, isn't it? It's your name. She said, but my name's Linda. And I said, yes, but when you think of Michael Caine, you don't just go, oh, look, it's Michael. You go, it's Michael Caine. So Linda Kane, that is you see. That is your new identity. Linda Kane. Dun, dun, dun. Super consumer. And I pinned her down on the floor and I said, Linda, what is it about the show you like? And she said it's entertainment. Isn't that right, Linda? You said it just entertained you. We trying to work out what this is a difficult thing. But we just come here and we do it and she says, and she comes back, I guess I just made up the numbers then. What numbers are she talking about now?
Made up the numbers for the...
Yes,
SMT.
you did. You made up the
No,
numbers. We
she
were
didn't
short.
just make up the numbers. We wanted to see you.
Yeah, we
She
did.
says, I'm not a member of the SMT. I only went because it was in a pub.
She thought it was going to be a boring AGM.
Andrew Norris says, rhubarb and custard. Audrey Forbes Hamilton says, Harry Corbett and City. Altenberg Eagle says, the Crankies. And Tanya Allison says, chalk and cheese.
Chalk and cheese, yeah, that's probably right, isn't it?
Yeah, about that.
Chalk and cheese gets you down on your knees. Someone's got elevated into the SMT and couldn't go, says poor old Kevin Hall.
Yeah,
well,
that's right.
we were going to invite Kevin
Well,
along.
we did invite him, but he was already busy.
Yeah, but we were going to... Do you remember the ruse that we were going to do? We were going to tell him it was in a different pub. But he was busy. Because we're like that. Oh, Judith's not SMT. Oh, yeah, no, Judith's not SMT. Should we have Judith's SMT?
She should be.
She should be.
You should be.
You see, it's very confusing.
Do you mind? Shall we?
Shall we?
Yeah.
Shall we? Shall we make an
Do you want a promotion?
I don't know that is. I think it's a demotion because there's a tier above the SMT that even I'm not allowed to be involved in.
Is there?
Isn't there the you lot are like the top agents, aren't you? What do you call it? The
Admins.
Admins. Whereas I'm technically in there, but I don't like to go in there. It's the place where you can talk about me, isn't it?
No, it's the place where we talk about administration of the Bold Explorer group.
Oh,
it's
is
not
there
about you.
Oh, there's another tier then when you can complain about me.
No, there isn't.
Is there not? There should
No.
be. Bill and Ben. Who's little weed? Little weed. Yeah, so there we
Apparently
go.
they've lost sound and picture gone.
Lost the sound. We are broadcasting the sound. What does SMT mean? There we are. Who knows?
Senior management team.
Senior management team. It's not. I didn't create this. I think it was a bunch of people decided.
Yeah, it was kind of a Mickey take at first, wasn't it?
I think it was. It started.
What are we, the senior management team? And it's stuck.
Yes, it's sort of. But it's useful to have a bunch of people who support the show, and you can say, "What do you think about this? Should we have Kevin Hall in the team so we can take the mickey out of him more frequently?" And that sort of thing. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, I think our time is up. Our time is up. Thank you so much. We've got nothing else to show you. The only thing that we can do now... Oh, crikey. He's had a blackout.
Can your computer do this? Boom!
That's not supposed to... It's supposed to get... No.
Oh, no.
Lost it. Lost it all, ladies and gentlemen. Lost it all.
Jeff Kellison says, I'm the producer.
Yes, Jeff Kellison, you are the producer.
Altenberg Eagle says, sorry, my side, connection. Andrew Norris says, your shows and videos help me, an Englishman living abroad, stay in touch with the landscape and culture I love.
Well, I'm very pleased to hear that. And that's certainly true on the Bold Explorer. It's the Vobes show. We're trying to work out what it is. We've got these lovely windscreen wiper fingers.
The
signs.
And then there's this one.
Yeah, all of this.
Oh,
we don't know what we're doing. Chief Operating Officer. The COO. COO.
Coo.
Oh, Julia Koo, Chief Operating Officer. Oh, there we go. Koo. It's Julia Koo.
Oh, right, I see.
Koo. Oh, here we go. Ramy
It's the
Boo.
dove from above.
3 questions. Okay, Ramy Boo, fire your 3 questions. We've got to wait 40 seconds now whilst it catches
3 questions.
Ladies and gentlemen, Ramy Boo, otherwise known as Lisa Fox, has 3 questions for the team. Question number 1. We're still waiting for question number 1. Whilst we're waiting, we'll play a little bit of music.
Looking for one we haven't done before.
54. Yes, it's going down now, downhill rapidly.
Nope. Nope.
Yeah, what are your 3 questions?
Try that one.
Ramy Boo, what are your 3 questions? David Kill says, it feels like a big family show to me with all the chat, plus its cosy atmosphere. Oh, good. Don't change it. It's good as it is. Well, this is it. I mean, I think sometimes if you gammon your nasal, what is it? If you examine your navel, yeah, navel's down there.
Yeah.
If you examine yes, it's all a bit too much. Dean Cooper, who's not said a word. He has said one word. Have I missed too much? Good night. Fair enough. Whilst we're waiting for Ramy... Oh, wait a minute. Julia, you going to have...
Your 3 questions.
Oh, that's what she said. It's not Ramy Boo got 3 questions.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought Ramy Boo had 3 questions for us.
No,
these are the 3 questions.
these are 3 questions.
Oh, I got that completely wrong.
I picked 3 cards, which each have 3 clues.
And you've got to guess what country it is.
Which city, country, thing.
So it's a geography questionnaire that the lovely Julia loves to do because she spent a fortune on it.
The baby is Dandy, by the way. Several people have asked. Baby Joseph is very good. Thank you very much.
Reading the Dandy. My kids, when they were small, read the Beano. But, you can get to... Anyway.
Anyway.
Right. Ladies and gentlemen, now the lovely Julia will get with 3 questions.
Clue number 1.
Clue number 1.
This country is one of the Balkan states, situated on the eastern seaboard of the Adriatic Sea.
The eastern seaboard. I used to get my electric from Seaboard. Don't get it from the southern, I think it was now. I don't get electric anymore.
Clue number 2.
Clue number 2.
Natives call it... wait a second.
Natives call it...
Squiperia? Shquiperia. Let's spell it out here. Natives call it the land of the eagles.
The land of the eagles, that'll do. Natives call it the land of the eagles.
Squiperia.
You're going to get the official pronunciation.
Clue number 3.
Clue number 3.
Its last monarch was King Zog I.
King Zog? All the way from another planet, from the planet Zog. King Zog has arrived, ladies and gentlemen, with his blazers. Slovenia, says Altenburg Eagles. Albania, says Andrew Norris.
Andrew Norris has it on the news.
Andrew Norris, I thought you were saying... Denmark, says the lovely Lisa Fox. It's Albania. And apparently in Albania, Norman Wisdom was one of their biggest idols. Yes, Norman Wisdom, one of their biggest idols. Don't cry for me, 'cause I'm a fool. Mr. Grimsdale! Don't do that! No, Mr. Grimsdale! Ooh, they've broken all our balls! Sorry.
Right, another set of clues.
Another set of clues.
Clue number 1.
Clue number 1.
This monarchy was a UK protectorate from 1888 and only gained independence in 1984.
Wait a minute. I know where that is. I think. Clue number 2.
Sorry, that's funny. Kim Murden, a.k.a. Lewis, herbalist and storyteller, says Albania, and our old dog was called Zog.
Oh.
Cool.
It's a good name for a dog, isn't it? Zog.
It is.
Zog! Zog! Imagine calling that in the park. Zog! It's better than what my friend Harriet called her 2 pet pigs.
Oh, that one.
But I cannot repeat it, ladies and gentlemen.
No, best not. 2. It is situated on the island of Borneo.
Oh.
3. The country is divided in 2 by Sarawak.
Sarawak. Sarawak!
I'm going to go through those again. This monarchy was a UK protectorate from 1888 and only gained independence in 1984.
In 1984!
It is situated on the island of Borneo.
Borneo.
And the country is divided in 2 by Sarawak.
Sarawak! I've once wore a Sarawak. Very handy, keeps off the rain. Bright yellow. Had a hit song with Tim Rice, apparently.
Face
Albania had a hit song with Tim
reset.
Rice. Who had a hit song with Tim Rice? That's what I want to know. Tim Rice was with that bloke, that tennis player, wasn't he? What was his name? Curry.
Tim Curry?
Tim Curry.
Oh,
Tim Rice and Tim Curry, I think.
big face palm reset.
Is Tim Curry a tennis player? Or is he a runner or something?
Tim Curry was an actor.
Oh, was he an actor?
Hasn't he passed away now? Linda Kane's got that one.
Brunel.
Brunei.
Oh, Brunei. Oh, Brunei. Oh, yeah, Brunei. Kevin's answers Worthing. Oh, yes, that's no good. So there we are. And David Keel says, plus you're very witty, welcoming, and an interesting chap, Richard and Julia.
Thanks.
An interesting chap. So it's when you can't categorise something, you say, yes, that's interesting.
Okay.
Yes.
Last card.
Last one, ladies and
Last
gentlemen.
place.
Then we really must go. Things to do. People see, phone calls to write, biscuits to look at, not eat, because we're on a fast.
Clue number 1.
Bruno number what? What did you say?
Clue.
Oh, clue number 1.
The country has one of the lowest population densities in the world. 1 person per square kilometre.
Oh, UK. No.
Chance to be a fine thing.
Yes.
2. The traditional nomadic peoples of this country live in circular tents known as gers or yurts.
Oh, yurts. Wait, that's like somewhere like not Sweden, but somewhere up in the Netherlands somewhere.
3. Its capital city is Ulaanbaatar.
Ulaanbaatar.
I've probably completely messed that up.
Yeah, but it doesn't matter. Nobody knows. What do we got here? The Norman Wisdom and his hit song in Albania with Tim Rice, who wrote what? Was it the Don't Laugh at Me? Don't laugh at me.
God.
I'm a fool. Is it Lapland? Says Mickey Stevens.
No, but I can give you another clue.
Is it Mongolia? Wait, we've got a lot of things. Is it Nepal?
They do this amazing throat singing. It is Mongolia. We've had a couple of people say that now.
Mongolia.
Going back on the ASMR thing.
Oh yeah.
I like listening to certain Mongolian throat singers actually for those brain tingles.
Can you do an impression of a Mongolian? And now, ladies and gentlemen, live on the Vobes show, the lovely Julia does an impression.
No, I really can't.
Could you try? A Mongolian throat singer.
Down here.
Oh, sorry. Wait. That's not really in your throat, though, is it? That's more out here.
No, but but I can't do it because A, I've not been trained, B, I've not been trained, and C, I've not been trained.
But D, you've got a throat.
Yes. It's because they have their own the vocal cords going, but they also have that's another aspect of their throat vibrating at the same time.
Throat? And you know, like on a balloon where you can
I don't know, but I'm going to win in a minute.
Is that what they do? Slit their throat like
that's really grim. Yeah, stop.
They obviously zip.
I'm picturing your face like a blinking balloon, but stop it. It's disgusting. Vivid imagination here. Quit it. Grossing me out. More than my history teacher talking about blinking lotus feet. Chinese foot binding.
We're going to wrap up.
Anywho,
the show
that's a
now.
lovely note to end on, isn't it?
This is a lovely note. Yes, Mongolian throat singing. We have covered everything in tonight's show. Thank you so much for watching. It's been an absolute joy and a pleasure to have your company. And thank
Julia
you,
has
David.
just thrown Richard across the room.
David Hawkins, thank you so much for giving us an impression of what you think the Vogue show is. That's very nice, and it encourages us to come back. Do come back on Friday, because on Friday it is Brexit Day, ladies and gentlemen. Yes! And I'm hoping to do something special. I might have a bowl of cereal for breakfast day. I think breakfast day has got to be celebrated. I don't know. It might not be everybody's cup of tea. It actually might be my cup of tea that I have on Brexit Day. But I'm going to celebrate Brexit Day on Friday, so do join me if you can. In the meantime... Oh, that tastes disgusting. In the meantime, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for coming and joining us. The lovely Julia, of course, the star of the show, and you guys come in second. Some bald bloke was twiddling the knobs behind the scenes, but it's been great fun, and thank you very much. And thank you for my concern and the education on blood pressure. I will now go and have my blood pressure pills and see if I can get them higher and higher. So, without further ado, the lovely Julia and I will blow on the...
Ado. Sorry, that was a further ado.
Oh, yes, sorry. Without further ado...
Ado. Oh, sorry.
Was that another further
yeah, that
one?
was a further one.
We don't want too many of those ado. Without any ado, we will blow on the screen and say goodnight. Good night! Good night!
Good night!